everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Just ignore the thumping in the background, that's my washing machine. I do need to seriously clean my kitchen, but I'm going to start with the kitchen table because if we want to eat supper at the table, all this stuff that's gathered here needs to be taken care of. Believe it or not, this morning, this whole table was spotless, and the kids ate breakfast on it. And then apparently my house attacked my table. Not really sure. So we'll get it clean and be back in a few minutes. Okay, I finished cleaning off my table, and I washed it and I put a coat of Old English on it so you can see it's got a little bit of a shine. It's nice and clean. And I set the table for the kids' dinner. They came home. They were at their mame's all afternoon and they had a really good time. And they're going to have soup for dinner tonight. And I lit my nightly candle. So that's my kitchen table all done. And I'll pick another area of my kitchen to do now. Okay, up next I need to clean off my stove because I'm going to make dinner. And it's actually a pretty easy, pretty quick job. I just need to put all of the pans back in the oven, that's where they live, and put the fryer back under the cupboard. Although, strangely enough, that is what you think it is. Yes, there's a Matchbox car on my stove. I have no idea where it came from or why it's there. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Alrighty, the stove's been cleared off, and I also cleaned it. Oh, there's a nice view of my kids' suppers cooking. This is what we use to clean our glass cooktop. It's called Wright's Cooktop Cleaner. It sells for about $3 a bottle. It's by far the cheapest cooktop cleaner I've found, and also the one that works the best. And I just use it with just a regular kitchen sponge to wipe it up, and gives the stove a nice clean shine, and it takes off any of the dried on stuff that's on your burners. So I'm going to get the kids' supper started and pick another section of the kitchen to work on. Okay, this is the next section of my kitchen that I'm going to tidy up, which is my kitchen counter. And got just a few things. Most of them are cleaning things that just need to wander back to the cupboards where they belong. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, I finished cleaning my kitchen counter. I scrubbed the counter and washed my glass cutting board, refilled my dish soap, and this is Bob, our beta, living in his Yankee Candle glass jar. And this is my Lucky Bamboo plant. Funny enough, Lucky Bamboo isn't actually bamboo. It's a member of the orchid family, if I remember right. My giant bottle of hand sanitizer that my mom bought originally as a joke at Christmas, but given how sick everybody's been in my house lately, we've been using it quite diligently. And these are my kitchen utensil tools. Talk about most people seeing that as clutter, but honestly, I weeded these out earlier this year and got rid of a bunch of them. I do separate them a little bit to make it a little easier. These are like my regular size kitchen tools and my oversized ones. These are actually like grill tools and stuff like that in there. And then I used some glass spaghetti sauce jars to hold my wooden spoons, whisks, and this one is just for my three pink utensils that are my favorite. So I put them like that. It makes it easier for my husband to know where things go if they're a little bit separated. So there we go, another section of my kitchen done. Okay, this is going to be the last part of the kitchen I'm going to work on this evening because I'm starting to make supper for my husband and I. I plan on making steak tonight, and my kids aren't big fans of steak, and that's why they got to have their favorite alphabet soup for dinner instead. This is another section of my counter that needs to be cleaned. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, this last section was actually probably the quickest one. It took me about 3 minutes to put things away and wipe down the counters. I wiped the glass cutting board and I lifted it up and cleaned underneath it. And we have 2 of these glass cutting boards. We have one on each side of the sink, And it works really well for us because my husband and I tend to prepare dinner together, one of us taking one part of the dinner and the other one working on a different portion of it, and this way we can both be cutting up meat or vegetables and such at the same time. And when we cut, I have these disposable cutting boards that we use when we cut meat, poultry, fish, vegetables, and we use that, and then we can throw those in the dishwasher and wash them right up. My knife set. And what French Acadian kitchen wouldn't be complete without my bag of ploy mix. This is the best ones you can get. This is Bouchard Family Farms ploys. And for those of you who have no idea what a ploy is, it is a buckwheat pancake. You make it relatively thin, and then you can fill it with things, or if you're my 7-year-old son, you just put butter on it, roll it up, and eat its delicious goodness. Or so they say. I personally am not a fan of buckwheat pancakes. This is my rather interesting spice rack, which I will pull out to show you guys because I find it to be really kind of fun. It is, it's a carousel, and each one pops off, and if you look underneath, you can see that it's slotted. It will dispense a quarter of a teaspoon of spice every time, and if you want or need more spice than that, the tops pop off and there's a shaker or a spout area. I couldn't think of the word I wanted for spout. And the missing banana cover, it wanders all around my kitchen and then it gets lost, and I hadn't been able to find it, and I found it. So, my kitchen counter, whoopsie, is all neatened, sort of. There we go. It's a tight squeeze back there. It's all neatened, and my husband's coffee cup is already in the Keurig machine for tomorrow. Just need to add coffee and we're good to go. So that's about it for my kitchen this evening. Now, I still have about half my kitchen to clean, but we'll take that on tomorrow. I hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.